Hey everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Darian Alexander and I'm a personal trainer here in Jacksonville, Florida. And the point of this channel is to bring light to everyone proper fitness, healthy lifestyle practices, and high performance habits. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, please let me know what one of your takeaways were and leave a like. So in this video, I am currently going through a shoulder / rehab day. I make sure I'm spending a lot of time on my stretching and SMR. SMR is a self-myofascial release. So that's pretty much exercises like foam rolling or using a lacrosse ball to roll out specific areas of my chest and my shoulders, and other things like massage guns if you have access to those. But those are probably some of the best things you can do. I wouldn't recommend doing them right before a serious workout. I actually did this shoulder day before my chest workout later at night. This was more around like noon. I was doing this, and later that night I went and trained chest. So I came there with the intention to go ahead and prepare myself for the day and stretch some of the tighter, bigger muscle groups that I have from the constant training that I do. And so today, as you saw in today's video, I'm sure you saw in the title that I am going to be talking about how to make a comeback from your quarantine. So, as everyone knows, COVID-19 has changed a lot of things for a lot of people's lives, and for the better or the worse. But one of those things that everyone's pretty much been impacted with is lack of gym equipment or lack of gym facilities. And so now that gyms have opened back up, or at least here in Florida, everyone's gonna come back a little bit weaker, a little bit less capable like they were before. And so I have a few things here that I believe you guys can take away to help yourself get back on track. So I look a little bit beyond just the physical incapabilities of the quarantine. So besides just being weaker, there's a lot of habits and routines that you may have been accustomed to or may have been doing that now is just way different because you've been thrown off track. So the very first point I have is to make a very consistent schedule. And I wouldn't say to take a huge bite in the beginning. I would want you to commit to something that's doable for you. Who knows what life looks like for you now? Maybe your job has made you work from home and you're working more hours. I don't know. But whatever it is, make a very consistent schedule. A schedule that is doable, bite-sized. And an added tip to that, I would say, bring an accountable friend. So having that person there to be there and hold you accountable, let's get back on track. Let's push each other, stay in the zone. Somebody like that, invaluable. You could really, really, really make a big comeback with somebody that you can trust and that's accountable. So next thing I would say is to be strategic and specific with your training. So what do I mean by that? Well, you want to make sure you're going into the gym with intention. So I personally, if I made a huge loss in my progress, I would look at myself, my current standing, and say, well, this is where I'm at. I don't know how you would want to rate it, but I'd just try to rate it by number. In terms of weaknesses and strengths. So I would see what strengths I pretty much have. Now, the best way to pretty much do this is to just go about doing a general workout, I'll say workout for about a week, but just doing general things, nothing intense. And then coming back and analyzing what exactly you did and creating a plan or a strategy to therefore go forth with combating your weaknesses and your strengths. So I would definitely prioritize the weaknesses. Since you don't want any you don't want any injuries, because there could be causes of injury. And not to let your strengths get too out of hand also, so that you have a really balanced comeback and you're not putting yourself at huge risk of any error. My third point would be to not be afraid of challenging yourself and don't hold back. So what I mean by that is keeping your intensity high. I want you to struggle in exercises. I don't want you to struggle to make lifts. I don't want you to strain yourself. I want you to exhaust yourself, pretty much. That's the word. I don't want you to struggle. I want you to exhaust yourself. I want your body to realize that, hey, it's time to kick it back into gear. Let's start operating at the best level we can. So keep your volume pretty high, I would say. Going straight for heavier weights, even heavier weights with with smaller sets and lower reps, won't be as beneficial right now as opposed to taking like a weight that's 50 or 60% of your max and doing some pretty good volume quality reps. I'm all about that quality. I am not one to jerk weight around and make myself seem like a fool, being an ego lifter and just trying to go for everything, going for the heaviest thing because I can just get it off the floor and make it look like I'm doing a proper rep. That's not how I'd go about it. Definitely, quality is what your goal is here. You want to be able to push the limits of your quality, but don't sacrifice too much of it. The quality of your rep is the thing that's gonna make the biggest difference in your muscular growth. So training is a huge focus of this, obviously, but you want to make sure you're eating and resting properly, doing enough of that. During quarantine, you probably develop some bad habits, so neglect those bad habits and put together a really basic plan of what you should eat or what you want to eat. And remember, it should always be in surplus of what you need throughout the day if you're trying to grow some muscle. And I'd also, for my fifth point, say switch it up. You want to use many variables in your training to intensify it. So you have weight, obviously, reps, sets. You could change up your tempo. You change up your style of training. So maybe you did a split training schedule. You go like chest, back, and legs, push, pull, legs, something like that. Maybe you want to do chest and back or back and chest. Just change it up. Go be creative with your stuff. Do supersets, compound sets, giant sets, whatever it is, to switch it up time after time to keep. You don't always have to do these things now. Your body won't get accustomed to these things, just from doing it one time. But keep in mind that these tools here are tools to help you grow, and you can use them to better your workouts and to just go beyond without having to sacrifice too much. Now, I must emphasize that heavy weight, yes, it is a great tool, but it is not the most important tool. The quality of your reps are the most important thing. If you're doing bent over row, make sure that you have enough weight to challenge your back, of course. But your angle, your position, your form is the most important thing. If you're squatting, if you're deadlifting, same thing. You do not want to sacrifice any of that, because those are the things. The form is designed, the technique is designed so that you can target that specific muscle group as effectively as possible. And having a full range of motion will guarantee that for you. So hopefully you guys took something away from this video. I left some of my workout and the sets and reps down in the description below. But let me know what you thought. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.